In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure FortiGate Firewall in order to manage devices in your enterprise network. So this is a simple topology that I'm going to simulate how you can manage devices using FortiGate Firewall in GNS3, and same can be extended in real network environment. So by managing devices using FortiGate, I mean you can identify the device that is connected on the network. In this regard, you can see this switch is connected to these 4 clients here, and later the switch is connected to the firewall. So whatever that is within the switch is managed by the firewall here. So you will get to know which device is connected on which particular IP address, which particular device is offline, which device has a particular IP address or a specific MAC address. And in case maybe there is a threats within the network, you can be in position to identify which particular device is having an issue or is acting as a maybe a vulnerability, like a point of threat to the network. So as a system admin, it is good for you to understand how you can manage devices of the entire organization using the firewall, especially in these circumstances using FortiGate Firewall. So in this topology here, this is the administrator. So administrator is connected on the, if I don't like, I can just show the links. So administrator is connected on port 3, then port 2 is the LAN, then port 1 is facing the internet, this section here. So that is the internet. So this section is the internet, then this one is the LAN, this one is the LAN. So in this, for the file to be accessed by the administrator is using this cloud to simulate the connectivity to this file. So this particular port 1 is going to get IP address automatic from the internet. Then port 2 is statically assigned from this particular subnet 192.168.14.0/24. That is the LAN. So 192.168.1 is the IP address for this particular gateway. That is the interface facing the LAN. So I'm going to configure this particular topology in that traffic, while in the local area network, we can be in position to ping the internet. We can access the internet. So the only thing that I have created here, I have assigned interfaces, that is IP address on the interface, then configure the management, and also created the static route. So we can just verify that by accessing the firewall. So I will log in. So once we log in, you see that I changed the host name of the firewall to be the Netlabs hub. So at this point, we can be in position to see the management interface. So this is the IP that is used administratively managing this particular file. Then this is the IP address assigned to this particular interface port 2. Then this one is dynamically assigned by the internet to this port 1 here. So at this point, while we are in the firewall, we can be able to, we can be in position to ping the internet, I'm sure. So you see, because it is directly connected at this point. So on the firewall, you can ping the LAN, you can ping the internet, you can ping any IP that you are seeing here. So, but traffic now cannot move from the local area network to the internet. Even though the static route has been created, the function of static route is just to ensure to define the correct path for traffic to follow. So in this section, I'll access, this is the firewall having been accessed in the browser. So I'm going to assign these are the routes. Before we go to the agenda of this particular video, let me create a firewall policy to allow traffic to pass through. So we go to policy and object. We create a rule in that traffic is coming from this particular section. It is coming from the LAN to the internet. So my source interface is port 2, source network is this one, then the destination, it will be this particular port or IP within this particular subnet. This is my destination network. So at that point, we can now create the rule. The moment I create the rule, I'll be able to ping the internet. This is LAN to internet. So at this incoming is the LAN port, then outgoing is the WAN port, then the source, everything within my LAN network, then everything, any address in the internet. Then at this point, we are going to enable NAT. Immediately once we enable NAT, we will generate logs on the session start. Then we are going to create all logs for all sessions. So at that point, we can save our rule. The moment we save our rule, we can now try to ping the internet. At this point, the rule was syncing. So let's try to ping the gateway first. You see, we are able to reach the gateway. So at this point, so let's check. It is well defined. This is the static route that I created, you see. It means that any host on the internet to be accessed through this gateway, and this gateway is dynamically assigned. My next hop interface is this particular WAN port, and the rule is enabled. So at that point, let's now go to, let me show you how to can specify the DNS here so that we can be able to ping. You see, once we do that, then let's confirm. It has picked the DNS. So it will pick, you can see at this particular point, So once we are done, then we are going to device management. At this point, according to my topology, this device is up. For example, let me give piece 1. Piece 1 is up. Piece 2 is also up. But this particular user 2 and piece 3, they are down. So using the firewall will simulate and give us the layout or the picture, the devices that are up, the devices that are offline, their MAC address, their specific IP address, if they are having some threats, So we will access the firewall, then we come to the network section. At the network section, you will find this particular tabs. So we want to see how many devices we have on our network that are up and those that are down. So you come on users and devices. You can see at the moment I have how many devices? 2. You see they are hardware vendor, then they are private. So this is device inventory. The FortiGate Firewall has the ability to give you the device inventory. By device inventory, it means it collects all the details of all devices connected on the network, especially their particular naming, their network name, the MAC address, the IP address, probably even the operating system being run on that particular device. So at this point, you can see we've got Fort client, we've got firewall users, all users within the firewall. You can see them here. So I'm going to create a user there so that at least we can see. So the moment I click here, you see, this is how the FortiGate is managing. You see, it is giving us this specific 2 devices, software. You see, it is running on this. So in real environment, it will give you the software that is being run on this particular device. Then the status, whether the device is online or offline. So at the moment, according to this topology here, I have 2 devices that are online, PC1 and PC2. So then the interface, you see, the interface, those devices are connected to through port 2, that is the LAN interface. So these are the statistics. PC1, you can see, this is the MAC address, then other identities, device family, hardware version, endpoint tags. So let me bring up another device so that at least the moment I bring up this particular device, I start it. So you click start. The moment it starts, I had configured DHCP, so we confirm that it gets the IP address. Remember, the firewall will be in position to get the status of the IP address if and only if the device is up and has an identifier, that is the IP address. So at this point, you see, now we are able to ping the internet. Let's try Google. Still it will work because these are the specified DNS address that I'm using. You see, it has picked. So at this point, when we come, I have brought up PIS3 also into online state. The moment I refresh this particular interface here, you'll notice that the number of devices that are online will increase from 2 to 3. You see, now the devices that are connected, there are 3. When you click more on that, it will give you the statistics that are of the devices that are up. You can see PC1, PC2, PC3. The moment I can also bring this one up, I will start. The moment I will start, then I click on console. So on the console, to verify that it has IP address, you click on the terminal, then IP address. You see it has received this IP address. So at this point, I'm sure it can ping the. It's not responding. Let's give it time. So the moment now we can verify that the number of devices have increased from 3 to 4 because that particular user is also up. You can see, but there is a difference. There is one device is showing yellow, then the other device is green. So it means other identified devices. Then what about this one? This is hardware. So you see, so the moment you click on this, you'll see. So down here you can see the statistics. Because this is a special device, it is in another group apart from this hardware-based PC. So at this point, we can now see the devices that are within the inventory on the FortiGate firewall. So down here, we can, you see what you can do on the devices. For example, let me go to piece 1. This is piece 1. So let me ping the 192.168.14.23. That is, I'm pinging this particular user. So piece 1, this PC is pinging this particular user too. So we want to see on the status on the management what's happening. So we'll refresh. Once we refresh, we will click more. Then on this piece, we can see show matching logs. You see? So using the firewall, you can know which particular PC or a computer is communicating to which particular computer. So it will give you the statistics, the date and the time, then the source. You see, the source is this one, the device name, then destination. It is pinging the gateway. So you see the application name, then this is the results. It means that it has sent 84 bytes, then received 84 bytes. Then you can see the policy that is helping this particular traffic to flow. It's the policy that I created, LAN to the internet. If you want to know more about that particular policy, you can see now when you hover on the policy. So you can download this. You see? You can download that for maybe further analytics. So let's be back. So you can at least manage these devices. You see the MAC address, then the firewall, you see the address. It is having this address. You see, these are the statistics. You can delete the device from this particular interface. So let's be back. We will go to logs. Then you see the traffic. This is the importance of enabling logs on session, start on session. So at that point, using the firewall, you can see the devices that are showing anomalies within the system. You can filter the devices. You can remove the devices from the inventory using that capability. So the next thing, let's go to users. So you see the traffic. This one, 10 seconds ago, this particular computer is accessing this particular destination. You see, there was a drop. So all these logs can help you to manage a particular device. When maybe an issue happens, you can pin down to that particular device that caused the issue. So you can quarantine. For example, if at all a device is having an issue, you can separate. Quarantine is just means that you can separate that device from the group so that it cannot continue spreading the anomalies to other particular devices. So there is this part, matched NAC devices. So these are the capabilities. You see, these are the capabilities of that. So if we want to create users now, you see the current user, you've got that. Then this is the group. So you create users at this point. Then you bundle users on the group. The moment you do that, the firewall will be in position to identify the users that are there in the device. So thank you so much for following this particular simple lab. If you happen to have an issue, please feel free to contact me at Netlabs Hub.